Mr. Oscar Ownsworth, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Very good. How are you?
I'm I'm very good, but how is the three-time mixed martial arts champion feeling this evening? In fact, how are things over there in the south of France? Not south of France, Lyon.
Yeah. I think it's like southeast or something.
Yeah.
It looks like southeast of Paris. I don't know how central that is to France, but yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's not hot. Like well, I thought it was going to be hotter, but it's probably a couple of degrees hotter than UK, so that's all that
So
matters.
not too different to the weather back here in the UK.
Yeah. This New Year's the same. I think we might even get some snow back end of the week, so
How's the
stay
photo
away
shoot?
for a bit.
How's the photo shoot today?
Oh yeah, I've done all media stuff today, all media coverage, video stuff, photo shoots. Yeah, it's good, man. It's good quality and everything. So yeah, got them. I were here early, so they got me in early. So I banged them all out, and then just did a bit
Nice.
of training now.
Hmm.
So I just did a bit,
Awesome.
got a bit of sweat on and that, and get ready for my weight cut this week.
And you did the media stuff. Did you run into your opponent, Claudio Pacella,
I've not seen him, no. No,
at
I've not seen, I
all?
think he might be coming tomorrow.
I see. Okay.
know.
But look, what do you make of Claudio Pacella? He's also a champion, an IUR champion, so he's got that, let's say, that level of success under his belt. He's not a three-time champion like himself, but could I say as a fight fan, he's kind of up there, maybe near enough the same level or so. He's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be an easy opponent. But what do you make of him?
Yeah. I mean, he's a tough game. Strong athletic dude. Like, and he brings it every time he fights. Like, you can tell he puts like everything into every round. Like a bit like myself, to be fair. So there's going to be a lot of blood spilt on that canvas for the first match out there. So yeah, it's going to be an absolute like PFL said it's going to be a banger of a fight. So they know it's going to be a good fight. We know it's going to be a good fight. So yeah, let's make it happen.
And I have listened to some of your interviews that you had in the past, and a very recent one that you did. I can't remember the name of of the two guys that you had a chin wag with. The
Oh yeah.
B Bone No Bones podcast or something, is it?
Oh yeah. No Bones podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that you don't, that not that you don't, but you actually do go and research your opponents and you actually go and look at their past fights. So is it to go and craft the kind of skill set you're going to be coming into the cage with on fight night?
Yeah. I like to use a lot of like fight IQ. To be honest, I don't just like to get fit and fight. I like to make sure I know what I'm running into. I'm going to run into the fire. At least I know. I want to know what kind of fire it is. You know what
Of
I mean?
course, yeah.
So that's the way I like to look at it. So yeah, we always do a lot of research. I think I'm very good at it as well. To be fair. And I also know, obviously, my own game and how I can use that against different opponents and stuff, different strategies. And yeah, it's just cool. It's good to have. It's good to have in your back pocket instead of just being very hard.
No, no, I know what you mean because on fight night you wouldn't leave nothing to chance. You want to make sure that you go in there with the best training you've had, with the best nutrition, with the best weight cut, fight camp, best corner, best everything. Because you want to make sure that not only do you come out with the win, but also you want to make sure they put on a good performance for the fans,
Yeah,
for the fight fans.
100%. It's all about leaving no stone unturned, as they say.
Of
So
course.
it's always what I mean, if you could have done more and you lose, that's when it hurts. So yeah.
How has fight camp actually been? I know now fight day is literally tomorrow. But how has everything been? Like, the weight cuts itself, has that been, if you've had to make weight, has it been really strenuous on the body? I mean, I have heard, of course, and you will know, of course, of the horror stories of people sometimes unknowingly, sometimes taking it too far, and the results have been just horrific. I mean, but how have things preparation-wise been for you?
Yeah, great preparation as always. I've been training really hard since last time. Last time I fought, I had a little bit of time off. Um, just on the striking side of things. Because I always feel like that's my strong part. Obviously, I like to throw hands and kicks and stuff. So I worked on my grappling a lot. Cause that's what I've always done, grappling, but that's what I lacked confidence in. So I worked a lot on that. I've really leveled up in that department. Yeah, in terms of like weight, it's weird. Like it's like my body knows I'm about to fight because I always drop like a couple of kilos, like a couple of weeks before like the fight. I'll be like the same weight all the time, and then it comes to fight week and I just drop loads of weight. It's like I've not done anything different. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like I said, my body knows I'm getting ready to fight. Yeah, I'm getting them, getting that feeling now. I'm ready, like feeling good. I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, I just want to get out there. I've only had one fight this year. You know what I mean? It's like 15 minutes. It's like all trained all year, worked all hard all year. Only like actually fought 15 minutes. I'm looking forward to having a good fight, good opponent standing across the cage from me. So yeah, no, I'm ready. I worked really hard for it. So yeah, I know I deserve to win. That's what's going to happen.
For you, I mean, I could watch you fight. Not I haven't, but I've been watching your fights and everything. But for you in the cage there on fight night, what is or as a fighter overall, what do you think is your strongest attribute quality there is, as in what's your best attribute? Is it grappling, uh cardio recovery, or is it your stand-up and your striking? For you, as in which is the strongest one you bring to the table? Because I think you mentioned grappling, but ground game I think is something that you really have to make sure you're really good at. I think the your stand-up striking, you can sometimes get away with that with like a well aimed, well timed knockout or
Yeah,
strike.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. That's it. That's it. Like, there's a lot of different things that you need to be like a complete martial artist. But I'd say for me personally, being adaptive is good. Being adaptive, like knowing where to set the fight. But I'd say my cardio over everything, to be fair, because I always push the pace and I always drown guys. Like when it gets to, especially when it gets to later rounds, like every every time I've always finished the fight and been like, do another 2 rounds. I don't want to. I always said like I won't want to do another 2 rounds, but like I could do another 2 rounds. But yeah, that's I'd say that's mine. Like definitely like cardio for days, mate. I think you can have an excuse for anything else. You know what I mean? You can get caught with a shot and get knocked out, or you can get caught in a submission. Yeah, it's a mistake. But the one thing you can like having as an excuse is having no cardio. So yeah,
Of course. Um, as the first one, me speaking to you, and quite a, I think at this stage, if you've got that many championship titles under your belt, and if you're fighting on a card like a PFL Europe Championships, and it's a really mainstream promotion within the combat sports field, then you know you're someone who's pretty well known in the game. But it's the first time of me speaking with you. Look, can you give me just a bit of your backstory and how you got into combat sports and then niched into mixed martial arts?
yeah. So I saw when I was growing up, I weren't interested in doing anything. There was nothing to do like around my area, so we just used to hang about on the streets. You know what I mean? Like messing about, like doing drugs and all that sort of shit, as you do. And then I got to about 17, 18, and I started getting into a bit of trouble. So I was like fighting quite a lot. And then I found out there was a gym, like it's the next village on from me, so it's about 5 mile away. And then I just went there, and then never looked back since. Like 12 years on, we're still going all every week. I don't think I've missed a week. Even when I've been on holiday, I've still trained. You know, like I'm just being proper like consumed with it. But it's like yeah, it's reshaped my life completely, and yeah, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like it's like I complain about. I've only had one fight this year, but I get to do what I love as my hobby, and there's no else like what else do you want out of life, sort of thing. But yeah, that were a gym over in Sheffield where I started, and then obviously I moved about 4 years ago to AVT. working with Danny, Jay, um, yeah, and just been leveling up since then. Come on a long way since working with them guys. So yeah,
I
more
always
graft.
I always ask fighters, especially the successful ones like yourself. I mean, you've been champion 3 times now. Can you talk about the gym itself? I think AVT, Asylum, Vale,
Vale,
Tudo.
yeah,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah.
talk a bit about the names and the your coaches of the people in your corner, just to find the people behind the brand and the fighter like yourself, the success story.
What's that? Sorry, what do you mean in that
No, I mean,
sense?
can you talk a bit about your coaches, the people you train with and spar with, the people who've helped,
Oh, right.
just shaped you along the way as a fighter.
Yeah, yeah. So like Danny, like my main coach, he's got like yeah, we've worked together obviously quite a lot, mainly on my grappling over the years, but recently, past couple of years, we've been working on my striking as well. He's a great coach. I think he's had like 106 fights or something like that, fought in the UFC, Bellator. I think he's the only guy to get a twister on Bellator as well. To be fair, he's got very unorthodox grappling. You know, like he's done some mad stuff. Then there's Jay, who's other head coach. Yeah, Jay's got a good career in MMA as well. And good. They both got really good minds for it, but are like different ways. Like Danny's he's very like tactical with stuff. Like he can just like spot a game plan like straight away and just be like, right, we're working for this. And Jay's like very like gets you working hard, you know, like working hard and not slacking, which is what you need. So yeah, very good coach. He's a very experienced guy between them. So yeah, good group of guys.
When you, oh,
Yeah.
it's hard sorry, it's hard to know when you finished your answer or thoughts, and then I can see there is a slight lag in the connection, so I do apologize for that. Um, Something I heard in one of your past interviews was that you said that when you turned from amateur to and then evolved to professional, to pro, you I think you said you did so based on trying to get your fighting styles and trying to have your own unique fighting style. And you'd mentioned that you believe that's something that really every fighter should do, adopt, because no one can fight like you. You are you. No one else can copy
Yeah.
or be a duplicate of you. Is that something that you go by, or is it something you usually normally put down to experience when you feel you've had enough amateur fights and had enough titles beneath your belt? Now you can actually head on to the main big stage of pro. Is that something you feel, or is it something you actually stand by that you had to develop your own fighting unique style to yourself?
Yeah. I think you do need to develop your own fighting style. You can change, but you you find everyone's got their own rhythm and timing for stuff, and obviously we're all different body types. Some stuff that works for me might not work for someone else, and vice versa. So it's like I think it is important to develop your own fighting style. Obviously, that I'm not saying like, oh, you're a striker, you should always be a striker. This is mixed martial arts. We involve everything, but like, I mean, like fighting style, as in like how you how you moving your timing. That's always going to be the same sort of thing. Setting up stuff that'll always be there. But like, yeah, you should get that from build that up from your amateurs, and then when you move to pro, obviously you've got a couple different tools added in, so it will change and vary. But yeah, I think you should definitely spend that time working on your craft first, and then work through. So I didn't fully, to be fair. I wasn't a very experienced amateur. I rushed to my pro career, but then as I was pro, that's when I found my feet. But I'd already taken a couple of losses at this point, so it's like you know, you win or you learn, and
Yeah.
that was mine. But it could have been on my amateur record, them losses, and they'd have been ours and that, you know.
Yeah.
So
Um, it's gonna be from well, for me anyway, the fight card that's coming Saturday at PFL does look quite stacked. So look, big
yeah,
names are on there. And actually, looking at their past fights, PFL do deliver. on the at least the entertainment side of things. They do that really well, even better than the UFC a lot of the time. Um,
Yeah.
for you, which was the besides your own fight, which is the other fight you're looking forward to seeing yourself?
Um, so I'm a bit like obviously one sided because I want to support the English guys, like Conor Hughes and Lewis McGrillen, like obviously. But that Patrice Abiera, so we were like in talks to fighting him first before I was fighting this guy. So I'd like to see once I've got through my man how he gets on, and we'll have a look at see what's happening for maybe a Belgian card next year.
Um, for you yourself, what advice would you give to any younger fighters who are coming into the scene, whether as yeah, as amateur, of course, so that's all they'll be starting. I mean, what advice would you give them based on your experience and even, the successes that you've achieved in the sport?
Um, I'd say to amateurs like just fight regular, fight often, fight regular as much as you can. Like even if you don't feel ready, get in there, get that experience. I think the amateur scene's a bit of a laughing joke at the minute. Like just because guys won't fight each other, and it's like your best guys need to be fighting your best guys. Otherwise, you're going to end up fighting a pro. And it's like you've got people avoiding each other. I think it's a lot to do with social media and a lot to do with like guys having like one or two fights and having sponsors and stuff like that. You know, they feel a bit more pressure on their shoulders. They don't feel like they can take opportunities and chances more. But yeah, you gotta do it. If not, like all these other countries, are just gotta run through us in future. So
You make a quite an interesting point there that some fighters on the amateur scene here in the UK are actually avoiding each other and avoiding bouts put in front of them by agents or the promotions. And you also mentioned social media. Um, when you talk about social media, you talk about, sorry, I won't fight this guy because his following is so low or he's not so well known. Is it something like that? Do you believe that the amateurs really, at that stage of their career, they really need to work on building up their fight record?
yeah. Not necessarily what your fight record says, but just have you had a 5 round fight that's gone the distance? Have you been hit and dropped and managed to get through that? Like I get having that experience of knowing what that feels like and just thinking about what it feels like are two very different things. Like when you've been on the bottom and be getting your head caved in for 2 rounds and you manage to pull it out the bag, you know, like it's knowing you've got it inside you. Whether if you're just fighting guys, if you're fighting guys who could be all right, you know, it could be quite dangerous, but you're just watching out for them. But you know, like you're gonna beat them. Then that's you're not gaining that experience. You're not being put in them places that I feel like you need to be done at an amateur level. Um, when it's like I said, because then the only thing you need to protect then is your pro career. And I don't mean to fight a load of cans like they do in boxing because you can't really get loads of that in MMA. It's a lot tougher. But like, yeah, having and then you get opportunities as well. I mean, like look at George Staines, Teddy Stringer, Joe Fields. You know, they all went to like Cage Warriors Octagon straight from amateurs. They didn't have any fights on regional scene. You know, they were fighting straight on big shows straight away. So the opportunities can come there as well. So, but they're confident with that because they've fought top tier guys all their amateur career. I feel like if you want to be the best amateur, you've got to fight the best amateurs. So
Uh, would you say that maybe the UK media, especially for the sports side of things, they aren't really giving the fighters, yeah, especially on the amateur side of things, they're not giving them that exposure really like they're doing like they do in the US. As if you look on YouTube, you see there's far more interviews and fight clips of what's happening on the US fight scene, whether it's pro or amateur.
yeah. No, I feel like that's Yeah, it might, like I said, like we said before, social media, it could be a lot of pressure. You know, you're not just losing in front of your friends and family, like you just losing in front of what it feels like is thousands of people. But like in the end, like them thousands of people, they're not that bothered whether you win or lose. If they support you, they support you. If not, it's who cares? They were not going to support you anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I think it just feels like a lot of pressure.
Okay. Three-time champion and you're fighting on a major card. But I mean, just I'm talking about and people may say I'm silly for asking this question, but it's something I've never asked a guest before. Oscar, for you as a mixed martial arts fighter with the successes you have, which is the one opponent that you still have at the back of your mind that you would like to face in the octagon, and which venue would you would you like the fight to be in? Of course, venue because it attracts the most eyes and draw, you know.
Oh, oh, that's a tough question. But there's some, especially because you've asked me at lightweight as well. It's the most stacked division. Can it be anyone? And is it like a dream fight, or is it like a realistic fight that's kind of like it could happen?
I'd say I'd say dream because look, if you're a three-time champion, at least I think people will regard you as the real deal. You're serious about the sport, it's in your blood and you're a loyal fighter. You wouldn't pull out of a fight, nothing, no nonsense like that. You make weight, you turn up and fight day fight night, and you get the job done in the cage. You've been champion three times, so there's at least enough evidence to support, you know, to support that.
Yeah, yeah. So dream fight.
Mhm.
I'd love to fight Conor McGregor. I think that would be a dream fight. Like, you know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry.
The Irishman, Conor McGregor. That'd be the one. But
Uh,
like, fight that I could see, fight that I could see happening. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's have a little stick around. It's gonna be champion from PFL, isn't it? It's gonna be lightweight champion.
well, could be PFL, could be let's go across the UFC because the UFC, I'm sure their fans and even the UFC team, Dana White, including himself, they must of course watch PFL fights as well. I mean, PFL
Yeah, yeah,
they're big enough to be not to have that global reach.
yeah, 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 yeah. Don't know. I'd like to fight Usman Nurmagomedov as well one day. That'd be good. Yeah,
Um,
that'd be a good fight.
look, any
Bellator champion.
oh, sorry,
Bellator champion. So
yeah, yeah, of course. Look, any final words for your opponent? I think are you guys on good terms? You've not come across each other yet.
never spoke to him
Yeah, that's all.
or anything. So yeah, no, I think he's turning up tomorrow. So yeah, just that's it. Let's get it on, mate. Let's come on. I want to smash your fucking face in.
I saw your story on making a long distance drive at 3 a.m. In the morning, all the way across the UK and France to smash some guy Sweden.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know what?
Hmm.
It's true.
Mm. No.
Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't we travel? Well, if you're gonna get to do it, you might as well do it in style, aren't you?
Yeah.
They've had us in nice hotels. They put us in
Hmm.
like nice swanky cars to pick us up in, and it's just like, bro, we get to go out there, and we're punching each other's heads in. Like,
Yeah.
it's the life, man. It's the life.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta bring that's the sort of energy you need. You need to bring
Yeah.
to the
Instead of
octagon.
going to
Yeah.
prison, they're putting us in hotels and stuff, you know? It's well good.
Ah, God. I can tell you would make a good trash talker. Trash
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
You make a really good trash talker.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone's never pissed me off before, you know, like everyone's always rate sound. But yeah, I
Mm.
reckon if someone had that banter, I'd dare, yeah, definitely. I'd be there all day.
The
Yeah.
last, what I should have asked you earlier is your nickname, Ginger. Ginger. Did I get
Ginger
it?
Pure.
Yes. Now, okay, you have. that color hair and you're a mixed martial arts fighter. But is there any, as in, is there a particular backstory to how you earned that nickname?
Yeah. So I think in my second fight, and I used to go a bit mad like before my fights. I used to be like, yeah, go basically go a bit mental, and then I just got named Ginger Fury after that. It was a few fans, like a couple of my mates, like just started shouting Ginger Fury, and I was like, I like that name. I might
Yeah.
stick with that. That's just how it came about. Yeah.
Last but by no means least, any shout outs you want to give to corner family, friends, or sponsors?
Yeah, obviously all my family and friends have supported me. Yeah, they've been there from the start. All the people that are heading over, all the people that are going to watch at home as well. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, couple of sponsors as well. Uh, Glassworks Valeting, Stocksbridge, Relay Music on Spotify. Check him out. And Tax by Sterling Accountants. Yeah,
Please send me all the links on Instagram and I'll make sure I tag them in both the stories and the description for the actual post on the live feed. I'll make sure I
yeah,
get that done.
sound.
Oscar, thank you so much for coming on the show this evening, and I look forward to seeing you stepping into the Octagon on 14th December in Lyon. I really
Yeah,
do. Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. You can also catch the audio versions on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Oscar, once again, thank you so much.
nice one. Thank you, bro. Cheers from
Take
me.
care.